After many months of tension, illegalities, targeted falsehood, and a coordinated campaign to hijack the Performing Musicians Employers Association of Nigeria, Pman, I am pleased to announce that the final investigation report has been released. And in the report, the legitimate Pman and my humble self have been completely and unequivocally cleared.
All would have been sorted, but they went ahead to abuse the constitution of this association. They didn't follow through with what the constitution said with regard to suspending any member, not even the president, any member. And they went ahead, suspended him illegally, without having the necessary quorum, without doing what they were supposed to do, the disciplinary committee and all that. They suspended him in his absence. Went to the media and put out things there.
This man here, Mr. Okafor, is that man that has come to break that jinx and that curse that has been in Pman for years. I got a call from Nigeria saying, fire on the mountain, Ara. Okafor is going to be unseated. And I said, what happened? And I said, don't worry, don't support him. He's going and he's gone. So I picked my phone. I called my president. Mr. President, where are you? He said, I'm in Spain on assignment. I said, okay, I'll call you back. Then
it's just money issue. The truth is, it's money issue. I found out that Noves, disciplinary issue. These funds are meant for this purpose. Let it be used for this purpose. That's the issue. Basically, that's the issue. And I'm standing here to say it clearly. Anybody should come tackle me. The funds were meant for this purpose, and it needs to be used for this purpose. The purpose is Pman.
First, this issue started with when we wanted to purchase this building. First, for it to be on the record, I was the one that brought the fund, processed how we got here. So I proposed that we need to use this fund because it's not our money. We need to use it to purchase an edifice, an office for Pman. And I had a drawback from my NWC. Like, what are we doing there? We've tried. Let's share the money. I'm like, no.
Let's do what?
Let's share the funds. Let's
share the money.
Yes, I said, I didn't come from that background, and they know because I've been funding Pman all this while.
This jinx, this curse, everyone that has been fighting for the soul of Pman, yes, they have a right to, but were they doing it the right way? We are all creative minds. Why are we so criminally minded? So much has happened. Do you know? Your Bible said, "Ti ogiri oba lanu." Alangba ole wobe. Ogiri Pman has lanu for years. The alangbas that has been entering has caused a lot of talented people in this country their rights, their royalties. Even government has benefited from that ogiri to lanu.
You see that the #1 investigation agency in the country has concluded their investigation. Now we have a report, and based on that report, the issues are now going to be litigated in court, criminally and in civil courts. And it is very, very important. Just imagine if he had decided to go the route that they went in terms of the response to their breaking into this place. He goes after them violently. It would have been a very, very chaotic situation.
I got back to Sonineji, who I was speaking to, and Sonineji said to me, Ara, you don't know Pretty. This cannot work. He has to resign first. Then we'll all come back. And that was where the battle line was drawn. I was in the middle of it. And I said, bros, because they are all my elders in the industry. I said, bros, this thing no go work. Oh. President no go resign. And you know what people have done is not just, it's not constitutional. Can we all come back? So that was it. He was ready to join hands with them again. They were not ready.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, allow me to apologize for coming late. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting. We had to do some back end before we come to the front. Because they say where there is truth, there is light too. Shadi wanted me to start in a different way, but I was going to switch it. A few weeks ago, there were 4 sitting on this seat. The false people, the wrong people. But now, the right people are on the seats. Mr. President, let me say congratulations first before I make it official. My chairperson, thank you for coming. Mrs. Elizabeth, thank you for coming. I will not do this officially. I will do it unofficially because there is nothing to be done here when the right people are sitting down. It's just for us to formally introduce them to you. We introduce them to you and show you how it's supposed to be done. This is the right candidate. This is the right person. These are the right people. And this is Pman. So first of all, I want to say welcome to the Performing Musician Association of Nigeria, Pman. And on this seat is the president, national president of the Performing Musician Association of Nigeria. I will do that again. You guys didn't get it. You're welcome to the Performing Musician Association of Nigeria, Pman. And on this seat is the president, national president of the Performing Association of Nigeria. I know. So this is how it's done. Now officially, Performing Musician Employer Association of Nigeria. I did that first to make it correct, but that is what it stands for now. Mr. Pretty, I want to say there is a reason why you wear white. They cannot stain your white. Now I understand. Now I understand, sir. And it's not just because you're somebody special. It's because you've been blessed to be here. And you're going to remain here. I told Elizabeth, I said, the president's speech, they all have copies. Do we need you to talk? Do you need to say what you already said before? Do you need to prove what you already had proven? Do you need to show what you have already shown? The facts are there. They should do the research. They came here now, they did their own. But they failed to do one thing. And we're going to expose that thing today. But before I continue, I'd like to introduce Miss Elizabeth to you. She'll be co-hosting this with me. And we'll continue from there. Elizabeth.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Are you feeling cold? Okay, it's afternoon already. Sorry, we don't want that people already quiet. Time for lunch. Good afternoon, everyone. So welcome once again to the Performing Musicians Employers Association of Nigeria's press conference holding at the Nigerian Music House today. So today we are here to hear Mr. President. I know my face is beautiful, but I know that you want to hear what he has to say today. So basically, for a while now, let's say from last year, Pman has been deviled with so many issues, internal issues, squabbles and all that. But today we are here to tell the truth. We are here to be transparent, and we want everyone to listen to what Mr. President has to say. We all have the speeches before you, and I'm sure many people have already gone through it, but it's good that we hear from the horse's mouth. He has been at the center of everything, and like he said, some false people were here a couple of weeks back, but this one now is not real. We are the original. We are the original. The people the person that was elected to be the president of Pman, not someone who went to get their own from the back. So let's listen to Mr. President. So this morning I want, with a round of applause, I want us to welcome Mr. Pretty Okafor, the one and only white lion, our amiable president of the Performing Musicians Employers Association of Nigeria. So welcome, sir. Welcome, Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Elizabeth.
Okay, so let's listen to our president. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, distinguished members of the press, colleagues in the creative industry, respected members of the public. I welcome you all to this crucial press conference, organized to set the record straight, clear the fog of misinformation, and present the truth backed by the highest investigative authority in our country, the Nigerian Police Force. After many months of tension, illegalities, targeted falsehood, and a coordinated campaign to hijack the Performing Musicians Employers Association of Nigeria, Pman, I am pleased to announce that the final investigation report has been released, and in the report, the legitimate Pman and my humble self have been completely and unequivocally cleared of all allegations maliciously levied against us. Let me state this in the strongest terms possible. There was never any financial misconduct. There was never any forgery. There was no breach of Pman Constitution on my part. Now the truth has finally prevailed. Without just cause, while I was overseas in Spain on Pman official duties, certain members of the National Working Committee, NWC, in flagrant violation of the Pman Constitution, initiated a campaign of calumny against me. They issued me a query and purportedly suspended me without following due process. They ignored Article 13C of Pman Constitution, IV, which clearly outlines that the only Executive Council, National Executive Council, NEC, through a duly appointed disciplinary committee, can take such actions, and after a fair hearing. This constitutional safeguard was thrown to the wind. Instead, they proceeded on their unlawful part, issuing an indefinite suspension to violate the Article 18B of our Constitution and publicly pronouncing me guilty of unfounded criminal accusations. It must be said, if there is anyone whose hands are dirty, it is those accusers whose hands are dirty and stained with lies, manipulation, impersonation, and criminal deceit, not me. What these individuals did not anticipate was the swift constitutional response of the National Executive Council, NEC, which immediately restored order, reversed their illegal actions, and suspended or dismissed those involved in this treasonous act. Let it be known that Boniface Itodo, Benfaga Paul were dismissed and paid their 3 months' salary in lieu. Sonny Neji, Zaki Aze, and Michael Stephen Rugged Man, through their open collaboration with the illegitimate Lobby D Pman, have vacated their offices respectively by their own actions. These vacancies will be filled in a capacity pursuant to Article 11M, pending a special National Delegate Conference to be convened soon. As if that was not enough, Inspector Caleb of the 1st Investigation Department, acting in concert with Court Clerk in Upper Sharia Court 3, Mina, forged a post-note debit, PND, order against my personal bank accounts. Thank you to the swift legal and investigation activities and action, the corrupt clerk, Hamed Alpha, has been dismissed by the Niger State Judicial Service Commission and handed over to the police for prosecution. His co-conspirator, Inspector Caleb, is currently under investigation by the Police Provost Marshal at the Force Headquarters, Abuja. This speaks volumes about how far these connivers were willing to go in their desperate quest to destroy me and hijack Pman. In furtherance to their scheme, these dismissed and suspended members of Pman, in active collaboration with Fruitful Mekoye and Judge Dureke, using them as fronts, procured a fraudulent consent judgment in suit number NICN/LA/360/2024 by deceitfully making Judge Dureke, Fruitful Mekoye, and 12 others to sue themselves. Furthermore, pretend that they have resolved the dispute They never served Pman at our public known registered national address. Instead, they served themselves using the address of the infamous discredited Lobby D National Art Theatre, which did not exist in Pman's reckoning. We said to the public and the judiciary, for this reason, the judgment is legal nullity. It binds no one. It is built on deceit, impersonation, and forum shopping. The real Pman leadership, myself included, was never a party to their suit. Despite being suspended and dismissed, these same individuals twice broke into the Pman National Secretariat on March 1st and 3rd, 2025, and have now teamed up with Fruitful Mekonye to continue parading themselves fraudulently as the leadership of Pman. This brazen illegality has been reported to the IGP Monitoring Unit, and arrests have already been made. Let the public be informed that the true motive behind this crisis is not about selfless service to the union, but the selfish ambition of a few who seek to illegally gain control of Pman's assets and deplete its growing resources. It's on record that Pman had no national secretariat it could call its own, but that changed under my leadership, and it's under my leadership that Pman acquired a befitting edifice today that stands as the secretariat of our great union, and this house where you guys are. We have also invested in state-of-the-art radio equipment to launch our Pman Radio FM, a groundbreaking innovation and the first of its kind in Pman history. Furthermore, through my vision and effort that the Abuja project was initiated, it's actually an ambitious project. It's an ambitious development that is in tune of 60 billion naira and a return profit of 150 billion naira coming into the Pman. This development that seeks to significantly raise Pman's national and global profile. Ironically, it is this same significant achievement that attracted internal enmity. Those who conspired to remove this leadership were motivated by greed, not reform. To protect Pman from such destructive motives in the future, the National Executive Council, NEC, in a physical meeting held in Abuja on March 16, 2025, resolved to establish an asset management company. This entity is mandated to safeguard Pman's property and investment and ensure that no person or group can fraudulently or violently appropriate what belongs to the union and its members. What the public may not know is that Mr. Oluwafemi Olumenya of Olusco Heritage and Investment Limited, the person who was supposed to be the developer for the Monaco project, but who is now under criminal investigation for fraudulent activities involving the Pman Monaco project, allegedly sponsored all these distractions and crises in the union. This individual, through his company, Olusco Heritage and Investment Limited, sold units in a project whose joint venture agreement has not even come to first, entered into another development contract in respect of Monaco project without Pman's knowledge or authorization. He received 350 million from a third party without paying Pman's balance of the agreed premium that would have brought the JVA into force. Allegedly, the project as a conduit, illicit financial flow, possibly involving terrorists, kidnappers, or money launderers. That's basically what he has been doing with our property. In addition, these criminal infractions, this same developer used the Monaco project to defraud an engineering building construction company after receiving 350 million as part of a premium payment and with the company having committed over 1.5 billion to site work and other associated developments, the developer shockingly denied entering into any such contract, disclaimed the signed agreement. However, a forensic investigation by the Nigerian Police Force has confirmed that the contract was indeed signed by Olusco. This finding, backed by incontrovertible facts and undocumented certified true copy, CTC of the police investigation report, now publicly available for scrutiny. This revelation exposes the level of fraud, deceit, and impunity surrounding the ill-fated attempt to exploit Pman's assets under the guise of development. The appropriate security agencies have been put on notice, and investigations are ongoing. This is not just about Pman, this is about the soul of our industry, about the constitutional order, justice, and the power of truth. Today, we release the certified true copy of the Nigerian Police investigation report, which clears me and confirms that every action taken by the National Executive Council (NEC) under my leadership was constitutional, just, and lawful. For the avoidance of doubt, Pman remains a strategic and significant going concern. We are standing strong. We will rebuild. We will pursue all legal avenues, civil and criminal, to bring every imposter, saboteur, and sponsor of this evil agenda to justice. Thank you all for your patience and understanding. I appreciate your unflinching support during the darkest hours of the association. If there's any question, please ask. Don't hesitate. Long live Nigerian music industry. Long live Pman. Pman, one love.
Pman.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. I also want to state at this point that the documents given to you has the police investigation attached to it. Behind, you see it there, and it details everything Mr. President has said here, from the illegal suspension to the break-ins to the fraudulent consent judgment and every other thing that Mr. President has said today that has bedeviled our dear association, Pman. So now I want to urge everyone here to go back, do soul searching, and come up with questions. And we are here to answer any question that you might have. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. We'll give you like 5 minutes, if you mind. Then we'll start taking questions. But before we do that, I want to properly introduce myself. So for clarity's sake, so they will understand that people that are behind Pman are not just, we're not miscreants. These are legit people. My name is Honorable Olufemi Martins. And luckily for me, I'm contesting this next election. So it's not a joke. It's a serious issue when we come together and we're Pman member. And I've been here for years. So it's not just stupid people. We're very professional in what we do. And we do it well. I'm representing Onibungu. No big campaign, no worry. It's just to clear the fact. So any questions now? Is anybody ready?
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniel Anas and I write for the Guardian newspaper. I did like you to go back to the second to the last page. Where you have the individual through his company, that is Olusco Heritage and Investment Limited. I think that should be 1, 2, 3. The 4th paragraph. Are you with me? Allegedly used the project as a conduit for illicit financial flows, possibly involving terrorists, kidnappers, or money launderers. In Nigeria today, terrorism is a great crime that the federal government frowns at, and they are not taking it lightly. So I did an even kidnapping too. There's government policy law against it. So we'd like to find out if this statement is well substantiated even by the police, that this person, Olusko, is actually involved in this thing that is clearly stated here. That's just my take. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen of the press. To answer that question, I would want to say this is an area in this particular aspect of the investigation that touches on national security. I mean, we're talking about huge tranches of cash involved. You know, when you're dealing with a situation where somebody has access to about 5 billion in cash or 2.5 billion in cash, and then such money is injected into a real estate project, it is the classic example of money laundering. So to that extent, I would not want to reveal more than we know right now, and I would want to say that the appropriate security agencies are activated in terms of the DSS and the Nigerian police force. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
Excuse me.
I would not want you to.
There is no need. There is no need. It's stated that the police investigation is on the documents. We need you guys to do research too and find out what is. So.
No, to clear the air, this particular police investigation report involving Mr. Olusko is a separate document, and that is not contained here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Ayodeji Laurent. He has said everything. I just wanted to buttress what they have said. Whatever Mr. President read here today is the fact. Please, you can buy your research, you know.
Thank you very much. Excuse me. If you're representing the media, also your name, the media station you represent.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benji. I represent Mega Electrics, Beat FM, Classic FM, Nigeria FM, and Lagos Top. Two quick questions, yeah? One of the issues that we've always had in this country is not to follow through in, yeah, would watch some certain things go wrong and then want to correct them. But at the end of the day, we don't follow through in correcting them. And what we end up doing is to create another avenue for another bad thing to happen. Now, in this document, you mentioned some certain individuals. Are you looking at taking it up with them legally? Because what they did amounts to impersonation. Are you looking in that area? That is number one. Number two, you talked about, you used the word groundbreaking, and I'll give it to you. Yeah, congratulations on that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Are you looking at the radio station that you talked about? Have you gotten a frequency? I don't know. Have you gotten a license for that? But for the radio station, I also tell you again, congratulations. My two questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mr. President.
Okay, what was the first question again?
If you want to follow through legally.
Okay, some of them have been already arrested, and they've been charged to court already. So just to tell you that this is not the old Pman mentality. We need to clean the slate. That's basically what we're doing, so that after my time out, no other person or people or group would do this kind of mistake. They were thinking it's the regular union politics. This is not union politics. So this is criminal, and that's what we've been able to prove. The whole of them have been charged to court, whether they appear or not. Once they don't come at the next hearing date, a bench warrant will be given. So we're not playing. If you commit a crime, you're ready to pay the time.
And sorry, to add to that, it is very, very important that since the onset of this particular crisis, what Mr. President has done is to restrained himself from recourse to self-help. And for some reason, he appeared to be stupid doing that. But today we can see that the #1 investigation agency in the country has concluded their investigation. Now we have a report. And based on that report, the issues are now going to be litigated in court, criminally and in civil courts. And it is very, very important. Just imagine if he had decided to go the route that they went in terms of the response to their breaking into this place. He goes after them violently. It would have been a very, very chaotic situation. So I would really want to say he did well confining himself to the ambit of the law.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another question, yes, sir.
I would have allowed the engineers and all that. One is sitting close to you.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd do that, sir.
We have already applied to. We're already processing it. In fact, we're about picking up our license before they started this brouhaha. So we're already in tune. We purchased the best of state-of-the-art equipment, which we're going to allow you. They're around. They will show you around and show the media around. We've also applied for the license, not just Lagos. We're doing both Lagos and Abuja before this whole stuff. So we'll go back to where we stopped before the crisis and continue. Thank you.
Okay, there's a question at the back and there's one in front. But before I allow him to talk, I've always begged you, sir, to say it the way it is. So what's the difference? What was their relationship? Why did they attack the radio when you were building up the radio station? But I thought this thing as they go.
Okay. He works with us, so I need to be sincere. First, this issue started with when we wanted to purchase this building. First, for it to be on the record, I was the one that brought the fund, processed how we got here. So I propose that we need to use this fund because it's not our money. We need to use it to purchase an edifice, an office for Pman. And I had a drawback from my NWC. Like, what are we doing there? We've tried. Let's share the money. I'm like, no.
Let's do what?
Let's share the funds. Let's
share the money.
Yes, I said, I didn't come from that background. And they know, because I've been funding Pman all this while. So I said, no. I can give you guys allowance. And it was a bogus allowance. Then we will buy. Okay.
No. You see why I was begging you that I should not bring the lawyer here. Okay, let's get it big.
Okay, let me
just round up that, sir.
Then they refused and insisted. That was why I increased the allowances. And they got the allowance and they allowed us to purchase this building. So I also worked out the revenue for opportunity for us to get funds to buy the radio equipment, because when we bought this place, we created 2 radio studios. So we've already built the radio studios, but there's no money to equip it. So we now worked hard again, brought in investors and got money to buy the radio equipment. So it was on the purchase, trying to purchase the radio equipment, and I wasn't the one that brought the people. I brought people to bid, and Chris Cross is here, and DJ Bombastic. So they bidded also with about 5 and 2 international companies. They won. To me, they won the pitch. I wasn't the one that selected them. It was the NWC that selected them. So in the process, they submitted their bill and all that, and their bill among the rest are also the cheapest. So I now pushed the fund to them. That was Wala. Why did you push money for them to buy the radio equipment? You're not supposed to buy the radio equipment. I'm like, why? You are supposed to keep it in case of what? In case there's anything we want to do. No, there's no anything. I've been running Pman for years with you guys. There's nothing. I've always been the one bringing the funds. This money is for radio equipment and we must purchase it. That was the beginning of the crisis.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good afternoon. You almost, Funsho Arogunade is my name. You almost answered my question, but I want to believe that could be one of the reasons. I want to find out, because those protagonists, those names that you mentioned in these press releases are guys that I have known with you since you came back and get these places, the Rugged Man, Sonny Neji, Zakiaze, these are people that I know with you, and all your developmental programs, I've seen them with you. Even when we opened this place, they were all here.
Yeah.
At what point did the fallout begin? What actually happened? Because, to be honest, I'm indifferent though, but I know you're my friend, but I'm indifferent. I don't belong to anybody.
Definitely, but I know you.
But you're my friend. What actually happened? Because I know you to be a man of peace and a very thorough person. What actually happened? What led to this unnecessary name dropping, calling ourselves, detaining people and all those stuff? Please, what happened?
Thank you so much. Thank you for the question. But for more clarity, greed might not manifest if you don't have opportunity of that greed to show itself. So this greed manifested because there was fund, but the fund is not just fund that was kept somewhere. There was fund for a project, and I insisted that this fund must be for what it was meant for. And some claimed that they needed to pay something, school fees and all that. And I said, but before now, I already made arrangement for that. You all got huge amounts that would have taken care of everything. Why do you want me to dip my hands into this one? That this money is for the equipment, is not meant to share. So I'm using the word again, it's not meant to share. And that's what raised the red button. And everybody started going gaga. They cannot confront me physically. So it became a group outside office meeting and all that. Who does he think he is? Why will he take decision? I didn't take the decision. And when you just mentioned you were here when we opened here, the decision was taken before we opened this office. Decision of the radio equipment. So it wasn't a decision that I took after we opened it. We took it before we opened the radio, the Pman office, because we've already built the two radio studios. So what was remaining is to equip them, then pay for the licenses. So that was what happened. Because I didn't do their bidding, I insisted we cannot touch this money because it's meant for radio equipment that is for all musicians. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Sorry, please, can you hold on for a minute, please? Let's miss it.
Okay, just in addition to what Mr. President said, he said he asked the name calling, name dropping and everything. And I also want to state something, that all would have been sorted, but they went ahead to abuse the constitution of this association. They didn't follow through with what the constitution said with regard to suspending any member, not even the president, any member. And they went ahead, suspended him illegally, without having the necessary quorum, without doing what they were supposed to do, the disciplinary committee and all that. They suspended him in his absence. Went to the media and put out things there. Very, very horrible things that they couldn't even substantiate. They put it on the media for everybody to see. Yes. So all those things, you won't just see those things and lie down. You won't just see that. You will definitely stand up for your rights. So that is what Mr. President did. He's not hunting anybody. He's doing everything he needs to do legally. So with regards to that, I hope we have been able to cover everything. So I just hope that your indifference will be tackled now when you go and look at every fact that has been put out there. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, my name is Aralola, the Queen of Drums. I'm standing up to speak for a purpose. The fight for the soul of Pman in the last few months has been something that nobody, as a matter of fact, can imagine. I am standing up because this man here, Mr. Okafor, is that man that has come to break that jinx and that curse that has been in Pman for years. Thank you. It doesn't cost him anything to walk away, to drop it. He has his wife and kids. He has his businesses. He's not feeding from Pman. It takes a leader who is here to serve, a leader who truly believes in what is his capabilities. And every musician in this country, old, new, upcoming, anyone that falls under the umbrella of Pman must at some point honor this man. I'll tell you why. Last year when this old, let me sit down to stop now. Thank you, my president. Yes. Last year when this whole thing started, I was away. And I got a call from Nigeria saying, fire on the mountain, Ara. Pretty Okafor is going to be unseated. And I said, what happened? And I said, don't worry, don't support him. He's going and he's gone. So I picked my phone. I called my president. Mr. President, where are you? He said, I'm in Spain on assignment. I said, okay, I'll call you back. Then I called a few people. They told me what was going on. Then I called the person that was brewing this fire. And I said, what's happening? The first time this coup started, you were the one that put out the fire. Why are you the one starting the fire now? He now said, Mr. President offended him. I said, what did he do? He said, on that assignment he went, he was supposed to be part of it. And I said, is that all? He said, yes. I said, are you sure that is all? He said, yes. I said, okay, let me promise you, I have events coming up in the US next year. I will get you a visa and you will perform. Does that solve the case? Then he went on to explain other things to me. And I said, listen, this is not enough for you to be party to this. Please, look at where we have been as a union for years. This has been the pattern. This must not happen again. For the first time in the history of Pman, look at where we are. Under his leadership. I remember when the NDLA boss, we hosted him here. Marwa, Baba, Konabuba Marwa, came here. He said it, he couldn't hide it. He said, you mean this is Pman? That when they said Pman, the image he had in his mind was the old place. And he commended him and everybody too. Because either we like it or not, he is the president. If it goes well, he takes the glory. If it goes wrong, he takes the blame. So it's going right, or he must take the glory along with the people that were party to that. So the following day I called this gentleman. I said, my brother, thank you for listening to me. We're going to quench his fire. He said, it's no longer in my hands. And I said, what do you mean? He said, excuse me, we're going to the media. And I said, for about a year now, the NWC has not been coming to the office. He didn't go to the media. It's been internal. Why are you going to the media now? If truly you have the interest of Pman at heart, the hard work that he has put in, you all have put in, must not go down the drain. Because if you go to the media, they're going to tear you to pieces. On the long run, I said to him, and I quote myself, the ship of Pman will sink or sail. If it will sink or sail, it's in your hands. And that was what happened. We went to the media. So I would say that if truly they had the interest of the union at heart, they wouldn't have gone to the media. They would have solved this whole thing internally. I called them. I don't want to mention their names. I called them. I started, I became the, mediator. Yeah. I called Mr. President. I called the people I could talk to in the NWC. And I begged Mr. President. I said, Mr. President, I know you to be a man of principle. But guess what? In the face of humanity, even the law bends. If truly you are the leader here and you want the peace in Pman, please let us leave this in the bud. Can you forgive and let everybody come back? And he said, Ara, on one condition, I will listen to you. On one condition, they must put pen to paper that they will never plan this kind of coup again. I survived the first one. If I survive the second one, I might not survive the third one. Then I got back to Sonineji, who I was speaking to, And Solineji said to me, Ara, you don't know pretty. This cannot work. He has to resign first. They will all come back. And that was where the battle line was drawn. I was in the middle of it. And I said, bros, because they are all my elders in the industry. I said, bros, this thing no go work. Oh. President no go resign. And you know what people have done is not just, it's not constitutional. Can we all come back? So that was it. He was ready to join hands with them again. They were not ready. And that was where it all began. And here we are today. One thing I stand for, people believe, and I'll say it in Yoruba, I don't know how to say it, said, àwọn tí ò rógo lò ló wà ní Pman. Yes, somebody said that to me. Pé àwọn tí ò rógo lò ló wà ní Pman. Ara, what are you doing there? You are an international artist. You are this, you are that. And I said, if we all run away because you are claiming àwọn tí ò rógo lò, who is going to save Pman? That is why we must honor him, this man, for fighting to break this jinx, this curse. Everyone that has been fighting for the soul of Pman, yes, they have a right to, but were they doing it the right way? We are all creative minds. Why are we so criminally minded? So much has happened. Do you know? Your Bible said, "Tí ògiri ò bá lanu, alangba ò lè wọbẹ̀." Ogiri Pman has lanu for years. The alangbas that has been entering has caused a lot of talented people in this country their rights, their royalties. Even government has benefited from that Ogiri to lanu, because our house is divided. We are not able to face where we are supposed to face, to fight for the rights of our people. I cite the case of Mohbad as one of such examples. If Pman was Pman, if there were no divisions, and so many rights, even myself that I'm seated here, my right was abused as an artist. But if Pman was Pman, if we all support this one man that has dared to make a difference with a vision, we all forget our ego and our personal ambitions and work with him. The Pman we will have the strongest entertainment force in the entire world. Go to anywhere in the world today, they listen to Nigerian music. But how many of our artists are actually getting their royalties? If you go to the back end, there are so many things that Pman is supposed to be fighting for. But when they are, sorry? Okay. If you go, but how can, when today is court, tomorrow is Enwon, Otunla is Encounter, how is the leadership supposed to be focused to fight for the right? I want to commend him again and the legal team. Well done. And I know that very soon, not too long ago, every musician in this country, if truly you are a creative mind, you are not a creative thief. Yes. Because if you look at the population of the world, about 8 billion, how many of us are looked as stars? We're not up to 2 billion. What does that tell every creative mind? We are what Yoruba call Enyorishada. We are different. We are unique. The words of our mouth, we are like prophets. Fela's song still resonates today. Baba Ogunde's song, that Mariah. A lot of these people, Felicity Party, Lucky Dube, all of them, listen to the lyrics. Our words, there's power in our tongue. What we speak life into the dead and it comes to life. But do we even know that power? We are fighting for what? Mr. President, I salute you.
Thank you.
The White Lion. Thank you, sir.
Do you still want to do the question? Are you ready? All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Obi Nano. I'm representing Business Daily Service. Mr. Pretty, I want to thank you for the good job you have done. The question I wanted to ask has been, put up already. But I just want to ask this. I believe Pman has patrons. Do you?
No, we have elders.
Elders.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm from Igbo land. You understand me? Let's Does this say that when a strong animal or bull escapes from the owner, it also takes a strong man to pursue that bull? And the elders, they are called elders because of the kind of wisdom, they have acquired, time of their life. So the elders of Pman, when this incident started, and I got to hear about it, what did they say to direct or call? What was their reaction? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Obina. Obina is one of the people that have also been supporting Pman from as far as I can remember. Thank you, Obina, for coming. I think this time around it was shocking to the elders because they thought everything has been rested. Especially when they came when we opened. You guys were aware. You came also when the ribbon was cut by King Sunny Ade. So they thought everything was calm. So it was surprisingly when they now had a new crop of issues, and a couple of calls came. President, what happened? And I explained my own part. We had normal conversation about it. Then the elders started talking to themselves. It was actually the elders that said, do you know, this time around we would have asked you, they said we would have asked you to step aside, let them take the union back to moribund level where you met it. But you've thought so much that this time around follow suit, like the exact question the gentleman from electric said. He said follow it course legally. So Barrister was right. I am from the street, forget all the facade and all that. But the truth was, because the elders already advised, follow it totally to the court and make sure you have a result that will end this whole decades of crisis. That was why Barrister was shocked that I didn't react. They were doing every other stuff. In fact, I was in Spain when they did the publication, the defamation, the cyberbullying and all that. And I came back. Are you people not surprised that this is the first time I am doing a press conference or doing a media pally? I still came back. I kept quiet. It was because I had elders that advised, keep quiet, allow the investigation to go on. From the police investigation, the EFCC investigation, the ICPC investigation to conclude, then now you can talk to the media. They now advise if you go talking or doing a press conference, a press release, it will look like you're trying to defend yourself. So that was why we followed through, allowed the only authorized investigative agencies to do their thorough work and come up with their report. Thank you.
So we'll take the final question, then we'll get the lawyers to summarize.
From Las Gidi FM.
Okay.
So my question is, what is the fate of Sonny, Neji, Zaki, Aze, and Rugged Man? Aside losing their position, will there be penalties?
Definitely. I said it before, that once you commit a crime, if you're bold enough to commit a crime, also be bold enough to pay the time. So, but I will leave that aspect for the legal people to dissect.
I think it is very, very obvious what the report says. It indicted them, especially with regards to the fact that they broke into the National Secretariat of the association. So it had recommended prosecution. Some of them had already been arraigned. And there are more with this particular investigation reports that we have now. There are even more charges. And we're still dealing with a situation where these guys committed various degree of cyber crime. I'm talking about from the 23rd of August last year, these guys determined, even without having him appear before any sort of national disciplinary committee, without they having the powers to carry out investigative activities like the police would do. These guys put out a press release stating that he had been determined guilty of the infractions or the offenses that is stated in that particular press release. The implication of that particular statement or that press release is to the effect that they have been able to take him to the police, they have taken him to court, and the court have now come to the determination that there was there was misappropriation of funds, there was forgery, visa racketeering, all manner of things that they stated inside that particular press release. It was until the 27th, that was when they now wrote a petition, after they had already determined him guilty. That was when they now wrote a petition, and thankfully, the police, having investigated based on their own petition, has now exonerated him. So what does that tell you? They have defamed him. As a matter of fact, Mr. Pretty Okafor here would wake up to calls from his daughter in schooling in Canada, asking, Daddy, what are they saying? What is this thing I'm reading online? That you stole money, you did this one, you did that one. Very, very embarrassing. I mean, I'm coming from people that have worked with him for a very, very long period of time. So it was shocking to see the degree, the length that they went to put out those information, and they made it trend for a very long time. So when people go all out to do things like that, the law, of course, provides for what should happen to people that take the law into their hands in situations like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, please, let's take one more. He's been raising his hand. Sir?
No.
So the question was going to come straight, but I think they had to rearrange it. But lastly, let me add this to the statement that the president, I always have this issue with him. He does not like talking, especially when it comes to matters like this that will drag you to the mud. He wears white a lot, so I see reason why he does not really like to stain himself. So to call it clear, I was among the people that were supposed to go to Spain. You didn't mention that.
No, you all, we have like five or six.
Four of us are here now that were supposed to go to Spain, that we had visas to go to Spain. Now the funny thing was, I'm the A&R director for Pman. The letter came in officially. It was read here. It was sitting right there with everybody. I was standing, I didn't have a seat. Then I was still a small boy in Pman. I didn't have a seat. I was standing and all my bones were here. And the offer was there for anybody to catch. It was open on the platform. Submit your passport. And we all did. I was the last person to submit passport. I think, I can't remember the assistant to the welfare. I was the last person to submit my passport. And we all went for this thing. We submitted our bank statement. We didn't submit Pman's bank. I didn't use Pman. I didn't use Pman bank statement. I have my own business that I run, and I submitted my bank statement to accompany my passport, which we all did, representing our own hustle. Pman is not a charity company that gives you money. It's something that you need to be passionate about. I can tell you how many times this man put his hand in his pockets, personal pockets. I don't know if he has another one that he gives out money to do things. I didn't go for that trip because I had a family emergency. I got the visa. Should they want to share money for that place? Like, I didn't understand. There are a lot of us that didn't even go at the end. They didn't submit their passports. The ones that didn't get. Now you give visa. I don't understand. You need to go. We all went for this interview. If you qualify, they stamp you. If you don't qualify, but when they give you consulate work, or the BI commissioner. So this whole, like my chairperson said, I called people. I had issue with him. I was the smallest there. I'm still the smallest in the house. I had issue with him. I called everybody to find out should be Dodolomankpe, the bottom of the problem. I was looking for it up and down. I called everybody. As I was rounding up calls with him, I was calling this person, I was calling it into date. Until he opened his mouth and told me the truth. And I was like, so now this thing be the really truth. What to be the truth when you tell me that time? You still don't want to talk about. It's just money issue. The truth is, it's money issue. I found out that, Noves, disciplinary issue. These funds are meant for this purpose. Let it be used for this purpose. That's the issue. Basically, that's the issue. And I'm standing here to say it clearly. Anybody should come tackle me. The funds were meant for this purpose, and it needs to be used for this purpose. The purpose is Pman first, above all other.
For any other thing.
Pman first. That's a problem we've been facing for years, all the way from Ikeja. Now it's Pman first, above any other. He cannot be bigger than Pman. Even himself is not bigger than Pman. Pman first. And that's why people like us are here today. We've been on the background for a long time before we had office and before we can put ourselves in position. I've been here for like 10 years before I got nominated. I served it. One bit by now. I served it all the way. I carried everybody's file, carried everybody's book. No salary. I go talk on. No salary. It's just passion. Because we manage artists and we need them to be represented properly. Do you know how difficult it is for your artist to be arrested and you need to get to the police station to bail an artist and you are speaking too much English and there's nobody that can just come for no reason, just because they catch them driving at night? Oppression. Do you know how difficult it is for you to get way out that you don't even know about? Do you know how many Nigerian artists they don't know anything? Their money are there up and down and they cannot even access it. That's what this union represents. If you understand the foundation in which Pman is built, you will love this business. You will love this union. So if the money is meant for radio, how your family business, what you concern me radio with your papa's school fees? I don't understand. Baba, not to.
You don't want to share money. You want infrastructure. You want.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this press conference. And there's one thing Mr. President said that I want to reiterate. He made mention of the fact that he did everything within the bounds of the law. I'm a lawyer by profession, and we know that you don't just come and say things without evidence. And today he has provided you this evidence. He didn't just come and read his speech. He provided the evidence. And going forward, everything that you need with regards to we have several things that will pop up. We have judgments that are coming up. Everything that you need with regards to evidence. This is the media now. I'm saying this now because I know that sometimes we see things and there's no evidence to back it up. If you have any issue with regard to Pman and you need evidence, come here, we'll give it to you. As long as we have it, we will give it to you. So that everything that is out there, the narration about this beautiful union would be within the bounds of the law. We will no longer have gossips and rumors everywhere. So thank you so much. It's an honor to have all of you here today. I really appreciate your presence here, and we look forward to seeing ourselves more often because we are open. Thank you so much, everyone. And I remain Elizabeth Kara Gabriel, the Acting General Secretary of Pman. Thank you.